And guys, we are live. Welcome to Gentlemen of Leisure with your host, Mario, actually that way, and Werner. And we're changing up the format of Gentlemen of Leisure. It's 20 minutes, 4 questions. I'm going to have 2 questions. Mario's going to have 2 questions. I don't know what those questions are. He doesn't know what my questions are. Each question, 5 minutes. Guys, if you are interested in creating wealth and living well, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. Like, comment, get this channel out to the world. Mario, what's your first question?
Okay, first question is aimed at a 22-year-old man who's thinking about getting married or leaving the small college town he's in and chasing excellence. What advice would you have for him?
How old is he?
22.
Yeah, you said that. Apologize, guys. I just got up 20 minutes ago.
Reveille.
Okay, so 22 years old. I know who this is. I'm not going to say. 22 years old.
I guess you have 3 options. You got 3 options. You could say option number 1 is you stay put in where you have relationships, small town, but you have some brand equity in that town. You stay put, you get married, and you pursue excellence.
Mario,
in that location.
For a second. You still there?
Option 2 is you leave and chase excellence, or option 3, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I got you back. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's option 1. You stay put. You got some brand equity. You got some name equity in that town, and you get married. Option 2 is you leave town by yourself and chase excellence. And I guess option 3 is you take your significant other with you and you go chase excellence. That's how I see the 3 options he has.
I actually see one option, and one option is get you right first. Get your platform set up. It's like you go out in the, you're gonna set up a drilling rig. No Exxon or BP or whatever, or Exxon
brings all their employees to the job site before it's set up to receive or to do work.
They're going to lay the foundations in the water. They're going to build the pylons. They're going to lay the platform. They're not going to show up when the pylons are in, the platform's built, and they're going to put all their employees on there and start operating the rig. Why do I make that example? Because you're in a rough ocean. You don't know which way you're going to go. You're 22 years old. You got a girl. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it leads to marriage. You're not set up in your life. You don't really know what you're all about. I think for this gentleman, he wants to be in banking. He's in Alaska, but he's in, let's just say up in Fairbanks. The real place to be is Anchorage. Anchorage, I was looking on the map the other day. It's on the coast. It's a really cool spot. It looks like geographically. It's on the coast. It's essentially located on the coast, or maybe farther south. It's near the great skiing ranges. It's near great outdoor activities, near the ocean. It's like the place where bankers, if you're going to be in Alaska, want to be. So set up your number 1 and only one is set up your foundation. Get your money going. Figure out what your passions are. Work as hard as you possibly can. And the individual, the girl, she can wait. If she's really worth it, kind of do long distance and wait. That's my advice. Get your platform set up first. Because if you want to be financially successful, it requires hard work and effort. And every time you add another variable, whether it's a dog, and I know this, there's a dog and 2 kids and a wife, every time you add another variable, a car, a house, it's taking time away from your ability to make money. And you're focusing on cleaning that car, taking care of that wife, taking care of that girlfriend, taking care of the dog. That's less time you have. And here's the thing. This one guy, Myron Golden, was talking about this. Time does not equate to money, and I agree with him. What equates to money is buying profitable businesses that pay you to own them. Because they can have 100 people, and they can have 1,000 people, and all those people are working for you if you're invested in it.
That's right.
It's actually just a skill set to learn how to create a business, to stack your money, to investing it. So it just gives you more time to focus on your craft, whatever that is.
All right. Question number 2.
Okay.
I read this off.
I'm going on question number 2. We're going to go back and forth. Okay. So question number 2 is, why do most people make no money?
They don't have time to think. They're stuck in a cycle of getting up and commuting to a job they don't particularly care for, working at that job to try to stay there, even though they're miserable. commuting back home, taking care of the chores around the house, making dinner, getting the kids to bed, taking care of the wife, rinse and repeat. They have no time to, they have no solitude in their life to think through the next 5 moves or the next 10 moves, and then what steps they're going to take to execute each one of those moves and little action items that are going to help them take that first step or second step. So the reason why they don't have money is they don't have time to create. They're stuck in a cycle, a trauma cycle of employment slash slavery. That's why they don't have money.
Yeah, so they jumped into what you're saying is they jumped into a commitment with someone else. It's like you created, what people don't think about is, like you and me, for example, like we're working on creating a business together, and there's been these ups and downs. We know each other really well because you have, you want to work in a different manner than I want to work. You have different goals than I have. And it's the same thing with a business or getting married or getting yoked to someone else is if you don't have your oil platform that I talked about, your financial platform on point, and you get into like yoked with a woman or a girlfriend or even a business partner that's not aligned with you creating wealth, you're going to go off in a direction. Like, for example, we know a guy, what's his nickname in Hawaii?
Two hands.
No, not Two Hands. Two Hands successfully went out. The other guy, the workhorse. Let's just call him Workhorse. Workhorse is, we know the guy served a squadron underneath him. Workhorse just works like an absolute animal all the time. He's got a huge mortgage, probably over $1 million mortgage. He's breathing jet fuel off the approach path of what is it, of Hawaii International
Hickam Air Force Base.
Hickam
Yeah,
/
Hawaii.
It's on the same base.
Honolulu International. Yeah, so he's in Eva Beach, breathing diesel fumes.
So he's breathing diesel fumes from the plane landing. He's got a $1 million mortgage. He's
1.2 or something.
1.2. He's working for the Marine Corps. His wife brings the whole family in every year. So he's basically just drained. Cash is being drained from his bank account. He's just trying to stay above water. Guys, that's not where you want to be. Step one, if you want to create wealth, is to get your priorities straight. And your priorities straight is don't get yoked with anyone, even a business partner, until you know about business, accounting, finance, what makes a business successful. And this is the one thing that people don't get. I hear it talk about it all the time on social media channels and the news. And it's like literally the reason why most people are successful is because they don't get what a business is. And more specifically, they don't get what like an operating margin is or a cash flow margin. Because I want to know if I create a business or if I invest in a business, how efficient is that business at creating cash? If I give you $1, right, $1, or I invest $1 in a business I'm building, what am I getting in return? Am I getting 20 cents? Am I getting 40 cents? Am I getting 60 cents? People don't think about this. I want my dollar to generate the most amount of income as possible. So I want a business that gives me 40 cents. I don't want a business that gives me 5 cents. I want a business that gives me 40 cents. And most people don't think about that because they're so smoked in the mind about like wife and kids and sports and all.
It's not that they can't think about it; it's that they don't have time. So
no,
it's
they don't
not.
know. They don't even know. They don't even know about it. So they start like that's the mind effort is that they don't even know. Even if they had the time, we're not taught any of this stuff. They don't even know. They'll go into the wrong business and lose it all.
If they had the time, they'd figure it out. It's not that difficult. It's not that much of a leap.
It's not that much of a leap, but the problem is I think we're kind of hitting something here. We only have a minute. I love this. I love this new 5 minutes. It keeps us on point. I mean, but we'll think about it. There's a lot of people that have the time, but what are they doing? They're investing in Bitcoin. So they don't. So why do they not? Why, if they, let's say they did have the time, why do they not know about it? Why is such a simple concept is how effective a business is at making money?
Well, now you're into speculation. Why do people speculate?
No, it's not. 95% of people. Oh no! Yeah, I'm not speculating about that. I'm into why are people into speculation? I got it. I thought you said speculating. But anyways, guys.
No, what the difference is? You're now. Yeah, we're into a discussion about speculation or investing. The bottom line is, if they had enough time and solitude, they would eventually figure it out. But they're stuck in a trauma cycle of working for others. There's an old gentleman in the Old Testament. named Jacob, and he spent 20 years to marry two daughters of this gentleman and be basically his ranch hand. And he kind of worked, I think it was 20 or 24 years. He had to work himself out of slavery. And it's kind of a lesson for us all that most of us are going to find ourselves in some sort of employment, but having a strategy to get out of it, to get out of that cycle and get into some sort of a business that pays you to own it is the way out. It's the path of escape.
Exactly. So let's hit up that question. We're gonna hit that question in one of our following podcasts. Trading time, and then how do you use that time effectively to create wealth? Okay, Mario. Next question.
Okay, Honda is cutting. Okay, Honda. They make cars, jets, etc., motorcycles. Honda is cutting about 40% at Japan plants due to supply disruptions. How do you see deglobalization of supply chains playing out in the next 3 to 5 years, Warner?
I see everything shifting to India and Southeast Asia. I think what's happening is the bankers, let's just say, they've exploited the US, they've exploited China, they've just literally pumped so much money and so much craziness in all of these markets. Like Japan is just, I forget why Japan.
They're smoked. Demographically, they are smoked.
Yeah, they're smoked. Japan smoked. US is kind of in the midpoint of sort of demographics, but Japan and Europe are like going down. So demographically, and then number two, psychologically, they've created a certain lifestyle in, like, for example, in the US, in Europe, in Japan, where it's like, hey, you've lost your job. Are you willing to go dig ditches or work at a grocery store? I am. I'll go dig ditches on a construction site, but most people won't because they're used to Netflix and chill and all this other crap. So we've created this environment of just an inflationary environment where everything is so cheap. Like all the construction products I buy, a lot of the lights, they're all made in China because I can't afford to go spend, like, let's say, on construction products, they make this thing called KW, which is a faucet for a kitchen. Beautiful German faucet, $500,000. You can put that in a custom home, but you're not gonna get high quality, like, German manufacturing for faucets and lights for decent prices. So what we've done is we've shipped off our labor overseas. We've created this real cheap stuff, and we've created this quality of life that was good, and now is degrading because of the money supply. Because the money supply has just gone through the roof. So what I see is that the U.S., Europe, and Japan are gonna have a massive wake-up call, because you're getting to the point where it's like expenses are starting to outpace revenue, and you're seeing it in a lot of industries because we've just distorted the monetary system. We haven't grown businesses on productivity. We've grown them on just free money. Like, perfect example, you have stock market, buybacks, all this funny bull crap that's just destroying businesses. No. Buy back your shares, not because you have cheap money. Buy back your shares because you have excess cash that you made from.
Yeah, you're drowning in free cash flow, not more debt.
I see the West declining, and I see all the manufacturing. They're just going to pump and dump. They're going to, it's writings on the wall. They're going to India and like Southeast Asia. So what do you do in that environment? You just adjust. You keep thinking, you keep moving, you keep looking for highly profitable businesses that pay you to own them. I mean, that's what I see. What about you?
I'll agree that manufacturing of non-complex goods is going to shift to India. However, we're going to have a huge renaissance. I'm more optimistic. We're going to have a huge renaissance in America where we're going to start manufacturing higher end things back here. And in Mexico, the United States, France, and New Zealand are all going to grow because of our demographics, our ethics, our work ethic, our efficiencies, our engineers, our talent. We're all going to continue to grow pretty well. This deglobalization is going to hurt countries that don't have children. There's a lot of countries like Japan that they didn't replace. That China's screwed. China doesn't have enough kids. You can't, if you want more 40-year-olds, you want more 30-year-olds, you need to start 30 or 40 years ago. And there's a huge demographic problem in China and Japan that they're not going to overcome. India, yeah, it's a bright spot. United States and Mexico is a bright spot. France and New Zealand are also pretty good demographically. So that's what I got.
I agree with you in terms of like manufacturing in the U.S. because when we're looking for, say, couches or furniture, let's just give that example to furnish our units for real estate, I'm always looking for American made because it's made with, let's just say, here's the thing with a couch, it's built in a certain way. It could be stapled in, it could be finger jointed or dovetailed in, it could be screwed in, right? And what you get with cheaper furniture from, like, let's say China, is you get these compressed fiber boards with laminates on the front. And over time, right, manage compressed fiberboard laminates on the front. You see the laminate right here, this front hand. When you're opening a drawer in your kitchen, let's say, that stuff, once you nick it, it gets damaged and it looks like crap. Now, the stuff they're making in America now, they're making good quality wood products. They're making products, Texas, Patagonia's doing this. They have organic cotton grown in Texas. There's metal workers in the US are phenomenal. So yeah, there's a lot of like good quality products are starting to be made in the US. And so I agree with you. There's going to be kind of like a renaissance of certain types of products, like I would say manufacturing, furniture, metalwork type products, and anything else. Obviously, your composites, plastics that they have in the US that they're making with the digital printers, and they're making lowers for firearms and whatnot. That's a huge issue. But the point is, we've gone over our time. So the last question is, see, we're having so much fun here, guys. I just completely blew through the timeline. The last question is, why are so many people content with the dumpster muffin? Mari, explain what the dumpster muffin is.
Oh boy.
I know.
No, I just looked at a picture of this gentleman sitting at the end of the dock, getting ready to get on a fishing boat for the day. And he just had this huge dumpster. It comes down to diet.
What is a dumpster first? Tell us what a dumpster is.
It's gentlemen that have this huge, enormous gut that they just keep feeding. They're a slave. They're a slave to their stomach. It's diet. Mostly it's diet. Yeah, you need to get on the elliptical a couple times a week. Sure. Go to the gym and lift something heavy and put it back down. Sure. I prefer sports. I've got 38 days of hunting planned, starting September 17th, going all the way to into November. It's my hunting season, so it's going to get quite busy for me. So I won't be in the gym at all for 38 days this fall, but I'll be suffering out in the Sierra Nevadas, climbing 10,000-foot peaks, looking for mule deer and bear to put in my freezer. So finding activities that make you very mobile and make you go out and suffer is actually a strategy versus the gym if you don't particularly like going to the gym every morning. But yeah, I would say 99% of it is just diet. They have poor diet. I look at people. I occasionally find myself in Walmart after 10 p.m. in Southern California, and it's sad what people put into their body. It's mostly, if you go into Walmart, it's 95%, 97% just junk. There's not much nutritional value. If you go to the dairy and the meat section, there's some vegetables. There's some nutritional value in there, but 99% of that stuff is just crap. And you'll see the results. Look at the people, and look at what's in their cart, and you'll see why they have mismatched height and weight standards.
Yeah, exactly. I hate to say this, but what do they feed, cows in refined cattle operations? They feed them wheat. What do they feed people in Walmart? 95% they feed wheat. Guys, there's a correlation here. Just open your eyes. Oh, you're conspiracy theorists. No, I open my eyes without any preconceptions, and I look at what's going on. And what I see is people in Walmart eating the same thing that cattle are eating in feedlots. It's what it is. Look, that's what it is. Now,
well, what about Erewhon? So we go from Walmart to Erewhon, and what do we see? Walk around Erewhon, see what people are putting in their carts.
I'll give you an example. You know what I noticed at Erewhon? If you guys don't know, Erewhon is the best grocery store, and I just realized this from talking to someone else. It's actually started by a billionaire, and Whole Foods wanted to buy it for like billions of dollars because it was taking so much money away from its Whole Foods operations were like tanking in Santa Monica and other areas because Erewhon, I think Santa Monica lost to Whole Foods, and maybe it's because of Erewhon. So the billionaire's like, nah, I'm not selling, because he wanted to keep the brand consistent. But anyways, we're coming up to our time, 30 seconds. We'll go over just a little bit. But the point is that, guys, I think there's a lie. But anyways, Erewhon's a great quality store. When you go in, you just see very happy people. It's got so much just great energy in there.
Why don't they have dumpsters? Why don't the people in Erewhon have dumpsters?
Because they're eating high quality food.
There you go.
They're staying active. and they're not. Here's one thing I want to leave the viewers with before we go is, well, you know what? We're going to end. We're going to end on time. We got 3 seconds. Till next time, guys. Till next time. Why is retirement? This is what I'm going to leave with next time. Why is retirement a bullcrap statement? There you go. Guys, it's the end of the podcast. 20 minutes. Our goal is to keep it quick and short. 4 questions. I got 2 questions. Mario's got 2 questions. We don't know what each other's questions are. If you want to drop any questions, my hand is in the wrong spot. If you want to drop any questions that you want us to answer, drop them below. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the podcast, like, comment, get this message out. We hope you liked it, guys. We look forward to connecting with each and every one of you in the future. Until next time.